What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Niall Campbell, and welcome to Meet the People Live. Today, we have an episode that I am super excited about. I'm like, what word can I use that's bigger than excited? Yes, we have the one and only Aliya Janell. So I'm super excited to bring her in, to have this conversation with her, because she is super, super talented. She's a professional dancer, choreographer. She is the creator of Queens N Lettos. Some of her credits include Nicki Minaj, J-Lo, Tank, BET Awards. She's literally done so much. I'm excited to see some of my dancers in here. We're gonna wait for her to come on in, but as I see you guys in here, let me know what some of your favorite Aliya Janell dances have been. If you've been following her for some time, great to see you in here, Ayana. I see you in here, Brianna, Donald's cousin Donald. But yeah, no, I'm super, super excited. Let me know what some of your favorite remixes have been, because we're gonna talk Queens N Lettos. We're gonna talk her podcast, Afterclass. We're just gonna have just real conversations about her journey to dance, about her journey of becoming a choreographer. Seeing you guys in here, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're waiting for her to join us, but as we wait, let me know some of your favorite dances. Let me know if you guys like the booty remix, if y'all like the savage remix, if y'all have done some of her challenges. If you're out in LA and you're tuning in, let me know if you guys have been able to witness her in person or been a part of her tour. When we was absolutely great. She ended up performing with Tank. Hey girl, hey. Ended up performing with Tank on stage. She's brought him on to have conversations. IDK, where to start, Ayana? Yeah, literally. That's how it is when it comes to her moves. I'm so excited just to be able to talk with her just about her dancing in general, because like, I don't really got a sexy bone in my body. So we're gonna talk that. We're gonna talk how she's able to encourage women to come out of their shells, how she fell in love with heels, all that great stuff. It's good to see you guys in here. We're waiting for her to join in. Abarabahaha. Hope I said your Instagram name correct. Probably didn't, but it's good to see y'all. Good to see y'all here in the comments. She makes me want to go back to dancing. No, okay, so you used to dance. All right. I never danced, but she makes me want to think that I could dance. If that means something. I think, like, when I watch her videos, I'm like, oh, maybe I can do this move, and then I hear my joints start to crack, and it's not a thing for me, but that is awesome that she's able to do that. So shout out to all the dancers in here, the dancers at heart. I think one of my goals is to be able to take one of her heels class. Girl, I cannot. It's okay. I literally cannot dance, but it's okay. I'm glad you can say that. So yes, there's tutorials. So yeah, no, that's definitely very true too. You guys can find her tutorials online, to some of her dances. She has, Full Out TV. You guys can go on Full Out TV and see her stuff. She's here. All right. So Leah's here. Again, I'm going to read off some of her credits. Some of her dances that she's been able to create have been from Popstar, Booty Remix, Savage Remix. Y'all can go out on Full Out TV and see some of her work there. I'm excited to bring her in. I didn't tell her before that she needed to have some wine. So, Aliya, I apologize. But if you're nearby, this is going to be the real conversation with the wine too. So hopefully, yes, connecting. Are we good? Hey.
Hi.
I totally failed you because I didn't tell you before that if you wanted to have wine, you could totally bring some wine and we could have.
Damn, I think I had finished that already over the weekend.
I feel you. It's okay. I have a bottle. I have a glass for both of us. So
okay. Perfect. Drink for the both of us.
Definitely will. But thank you so much for hopping on. I mean, we were in here. Everyone was talking about their favorite songs that you choreographed to, some of their favorite videos. Make me want to bring out my inner sexy.
Trying to find a filter. Sorry. Okay. I'm just going to go with this one. Go ahead. Sorry.
But I'm like, yeah, you make me want to bring out my inner sexy. So for everyone tuning in, like some people were like, yeah, girl, you can do it too. I was like, you know what? I used to hate dance class, but seeing what Aliya does, I'm like, you know what? I might need to take a Queens N Lettos, join a tutorial, do something. So
right. Yeah, no, a lot of people don't realize that 90% of my classes are people who have neither, like, they've never danced before, or they they're not as active as they think that they should be in order to take my class. And I mean, it's a very spiritual driven class. Like, I know we can be very intimidating. I know I can look intimidating. Oops, I'm sorry. But you won't know unless you just try. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just there in the space. Like, people can just come to watch. Like, there's just infinite possibilities. So you got to just get in there.
Definitely, definitely. So we're going to tap in. We're going to talk all about your class. But
okay,
for anything that you do, you always warm up. So we're going to play a warm-up game before we
okay.
All right? And so this is where you're going to have to really depend on everyone watching, because we're going to play a game of Guess That Song. I'm going to try to say it in a regular tone, and you have to guess the name of the artist and the song, okay? Bonus points if you get both correct. Bonus points mean nothing, but we just say it in the spirit of the game.
Okay.
So fans, y'all can help her out. And the only clue that I'm giving you is that you have choreographed a dance to both of these artists. That doesn't help you much, does it?
No, not really, but I'm kind of good with lyrics. I'm kind of good. So we'll see. Let's give it a shot.
Hopefully everyone can help you out, because last week people were struggling, but we'll see if we got it. All right.
Okay.
You may look at me and think that I'm just a young girl, but I'm not a young girl, baby. This is what I'm looking for. Sexy, independent, down to spend it type that's getting his dough.
What?
You don't know it?
Whoa. Okay. Is that maybe?
I'll do it again. I'll bring it again.
Okay.
You may look at me and think that I'm just a young girl, but I'm not just a young girl. Baby, this is what I'm looking for. Sexy, independent. Somebody's in the comments, they got it. Down to spend it. Type that's getting his dough.
Is it Sierra? Sierra Goodies?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I was like, you might think I'm anything. I'm not just a young girl, but I'm not just a young girl. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
See, I have to have that melody. That's funny. That's so That's so tricky.
Yeah, such a huge song. All right, so let's see if you get this next one right.
Okay.
See, this is the first time I had a girl who looks set me on fire. I'm really trying to get to know you better, girl. You ain't gotta act like you shy, cause we gonna do something. And that's all I'm gonna give you. Do you think you have it?
Is that Chris Brown?
Yeah, you know the song.
Sing it, wall. I don't know
the comments.
Okay, can you do it one more time? I know it's Chris Brown. Trying to figure out what the song is.
Okay. See, this is the first time I had a girl who looks set me on fire. I'm really trying to get to know you better. Oh, I said it too fast. To get to know you better, girl, you ain't gotta act like you shy, cause we gonna do something.
All right. Well, everybody's saying it's popping. Is it popping?
I said it. I almost said it at the beat of the song when I was like, I'm really trying to get to know you better, girl. Right there.
Right.
Thank
you, everybody. Thank you for having my back, because I don't think I would have gone that one.
It's all good because you got the artist.
Yeah.
This interview is not about them. It's all about you. And the first question I have to ask you, just from watching everything that you do, right? People are always like, when did you first fall in love with dance? But I think when I look back at your career now, we're going to start where you are right now, right? And you're not just a dancer, you're a choreographer, right? And those are two different things. So my question for you is, what was that moment when you realized that you could be a choreographer, that you could actually teach and lead people into dancing?
Well, I think it's different. Obviously, it's different for everybody, because some people can just fall in love with just creating their own moves, period, with creating their own routines. And that's something that I never thought that I was able to do. I would be the dancer that always liked receiving choreography and then changing it, and not changing it, but being respectful, because some people can just change what the whole vision was and make it something totally different, but just kind of put my spice to it. And that's what I like my students doing too, by the way. If people are watching, it's like we look for individuality. So it wasn't even because I liked making my own routines, but just off the strength of, like you said, teaching and inspiring others. I think the moment I realized that I was changing somebody else's life, and the moment I realized that I was feeding my students so much love and so much inspiration, and realizing that my students saw me in themselves, that's when I was like, ooh, I got to keep doing this. So not even just for the choreography, but just for people's lifestyles, and you know, just building them up as women and as who they are. Maybe it's not even women, like men come to my class, gay, lesbian, trans, like everybody. So the moment I realized I can connect with everybody, that's when I fell in love with teaching and being in that light of a leader / choreographer.
Yeah. Is there a memory that comes to mind immediately when you think of like that moment you were able to connect?
Damn. Well, okay, there's only one memory that comes to mind. It was kind of not in the beginning of my career. I think it was pretty recent. It was when everything was still open. When I went to Turkey, and this girl that was from Iran, something like that. She was from a whole different world. And she had said that she watched my videos, and that from where she's from, she was not allowed to dance at all. And that's something that I can't even fathom. Like, it's against the rules for a woman to be dancing, let alone dancing like the way that I do, because I'm a sensual dancer sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to really like take that in. But at that same time, it was such a blessing to hear that I was that outlet of freedom for her, you know, in her specific country. And it's like constant reminders, like her and other people that really express themselves. And it's like, I watch your videos religiously for life, because, you know, I either, whatever it is, I sometimes it's for someone that's in this light, it's so surreal to think like, I'm the one that be changing your life. I'm the one that makes you get up and, you know, do this and that. So it's those reminders all the time. But there's been so many moments. I can't think of one right now, but it's something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. It's crazy to say that, because even before you like came into the live, people were commenting and they're like, you inspired them to start dancing again. So to see that your life and to see what you do just, you know, on social media and just doing what you love is able to touch so many people that you might not even get to meet. But the fact that you're able to change their lives in so many ways, I think that's so crazy for you to say that, and for you to for you to still be humble when it comes to your career. Because oftentimes people can get a big head. They're like, oh, I did this. People are following me on social media. Everyone's doing my remixes, my challenges. But you're still able to approach it with, wow, like they appreciate me. They love what I do.
No, I always make sure. I mean, sometimes you be feeling yourself. I'm not even gonna lie. And I think people who work hard and people who finally get the attention that they've been wanting, or the attention that they think that they deserve, that they probably do deserve, but just won't get because there's so many talented people out there. It's really hard not to feel yourself when you finally receive it. And I think that it's important for you to feel yourself in an appropriate way, so you can celebrate yourself. Because sometimes people be a little too humble, where it's like, girl, come on, you know that you the shit, you know that you'll be doing, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's kind of finding that balance. But I also do know that Instagram can be taken away in a second. You know what I'm saying? Followers can they can unfollow you, unfollow you fast, just like how they can follow you. So it's like, who are you without all of this? So you can't take it for granted. So you really got to appreciate every single moment. And I try to keep 10 of my toes on the floor at all times while celebrating what I have done and what I've accomplished.
Yeah. Ways to be able to receive a compliment. Not taking that compliment too far, so that, because at any moment it can be taken away. I think that's a really great way to approach it.
Exactly.
We're gonna go back into your career a little bit, back to when you were dancing, but back to the choice. There's a list that you talked about that your parents had, right? Your mom and dad had a list, and you were supposed to, you know, reach certain things, and one of them was college. That was gonna be a conversation, and you met them halfway by going to community college, but still, while you were going to community college, you were still dancing.
Yeah.
So to know, what was that mentality that you had to tap into to really still chase after your dreams while also still kind of being able to comply to this list?
Uh, it was all about balance. It was all about making it work. It was about adapting. It was not feeling sorry for myself. It was not like, oh, I don't have enough time because I need to do this and I need to do that. Like there wasn't an option. There wasn't a second option. It was just I was given this and I just kind of had to make it work. So for people who don't know, like when I went to community college, that was something that I couldn't give up because I was still living under my parents' roof. And you know what I mean? They said, in order for you to chase your dreams in this way, in order for me to fund and invest into yourself, you need to be going to school. And I said, bet, this is how I'm going to do it. Creating your own schedule, going to school from 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., the earliest time that I can, getting the classes that you can get, and design your schedule to where you're done with enough time to train. There's always time. You have 24 hours in the day. That may not seem like a lot, but that is a shit ton of time. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the people that you are inspired by, the Beyoncés of the world, the Jennifer Lopez's, the Janets, those are my inspirations. You know what I mean? Some actors as well, they have the same 24 hours in the day, and if they can get done multiple things, a show, an interview, a photo shoot, this, that, and the other, if they can do that, you can make time for school and dancing, or school and work, or dancing and work, whatever the situation is. And if you are passionate about what you want to do in life, as I am about dancing, you are going to make time, even if it's at the 11th hour, even if it's at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You choose to sleep for the amount of time that you do. You choose that. You can always make time. So that was my mentality.
Yeah, no, I think that's so great. Like, just to because when I was listening to you, I was like, wow, like she was literally chasing after her dreams. 12 p.m. Some people are just waking up at 12. Okay.
Exactly.
So the fact you're done with school and you're now chasing your dreams. So I was like, what is that mentality that you had to tap into that you were able to now flash forward years later? You have this huge company, but it was a certain mentality that you had to tap into at that age. I think that's so
Absolutely.
awesome.
No, absolutely. It's all about your mentality, people. It's all about training your mind. Like, your physical is important, but I don't know if it's more important than what your mind is doing in there. So you got to tap in.
Yeah. So do you sleep? That's the real question. Do you have time to sleep?
Yeah, no, I sleep, especially since we've been locked down. I mean, there's nothing else to do. Shoot. So I'm just now training my body to wake up by like 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is kind of like my time that I want to be up and doing things, walking my dog, like doing all my house chores so then I can get my day started. 8 a.m., 9 a.m. is kind of pushing it. It's still early for some people, but it's definitely the 6 a.m. and the 7 a.m. that I'm trying to stay into. So yeah, but I sleep, and then I go to sleep around 11, 12 a.m. I don't know if that's late, but yeah, a cute little 6 hours. That's cute. 6, 7.
Cute
Yeah.
little 6 hours every now and again. No, it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
What is Jay-Z, I believe, was the one that pinned that, like, when you live on the West Coast, you're 3 hours behind. So people are at 9 a.m. on the East Coast, when it's 6 a.m. your time, they've already started their day, right?
Right.
So you do have to tap into, when you're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, that's when the East Coast is waking up. So you got to tap into that mentality of, all right, so I got to go hustle, chase after my dreams, and do everything. So
yeah.
Mentality to have. Sleep is important, though. So
sleep is so important. It plays on your psyche so much. So you got to make sure that you're rested and that your energy is right. You know what I'm saying? I used to not like naps. I don't even know if I can still take naps, but I think they're so necessary, even if it's for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Do whatever you have to do. Like, listen to your body. I think that's the most important thing. When you're tired, go to sleep. When you feel awake, wake up. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Finding that. I feel that. Because, I mean, for me, I'm a nap girl. I love naps. I will take little 15-minute naps, little intervals like that. I'm like, all right, am I tired? Okay, I'm taking my little 13. I take random naps, though. I'm like 13 minutes, 11 minutes. I'm like, I need it to be an even number. I mean, an odd number so that I can wake back up. The moment I hit 30, I'm gone for a few hours. So it's like you got to find that happy medium.
Right. Exactly.
So what would you say was the moment when you fell in love with heels?
The moment I fell in love with heels, we can take it back to my first heels class in 2013, I believe. I met a choreographer who was teaching heels at the time, and she just introduced with her class. She introduced this whole world of like being just with that hip hop background, but adding an element of sex and adding an element of sensuality and loving yourself as a woman and being okay with touching yourself and celebrating your woman parts. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's when I fell in love with heels, to, you know, to realize that you can put different genres together and kind of make this perfect hybrid. That's when I fell in love with it, because people know when they watch me dance, they think that I'm aggressive, but that kind of comes from my hip hop background of like battling, or like, you know what I'm saying, like being that, practicing your masculine energy. And then heels brings out your sensual energy and your feminine energy and that nurture in you and that sex symbol in you, and you know what I mean, and just putting those both together, it's just balance. That's always what I try to achieve in every single thing that I do, is balance, having two sides of the coin. I'm a Libra too, so it's
Okay.
like on the
Yeah.
scale.
What day's your birthday? Coming up.
October 16th, next month.
Okay. My best friend's birthday is October 15th. So shout
Oh
out.
no, yep, Libra gang.
Yeah, y'all gotta, it's the balance for real, for real. And that's so crazy now, because now when I think about your dancing, it's literally the balance of the two. That's so crazy.
Finding balance, letting people know that you can't mess with them. You can't just step all over them. Like, they'll pull up, but then at that same time, they're nice and soft and delicate too. And they're just like light as a feather and can just be so smooth with it. That's literally the goal in every single routine. So that's funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So what are these? So when you have like women come, right? And I think not only do they get from your class, like just being able to dance and learning how, some people learning how to dance in heels, right? But there's also a self-confidence portion that you're taught, that you teach in your class. You make sure
Right.
that someone says their name when they come in. Like, there's a self-confidence that's taught in there. What would you say was that something that was always something that you were raised upon, or when did you like really tap into your self-confidence and your sexiness and knowing all that?
Yeah. That's interesting. I I don't think, I think I've always been a confident person.
Okay.
Not the way that I'm confident today, but you know, it was mostly my father, who is so confident and just so into himself and just like always being the winner, and is okay with attention and is okay with being outspoken and letting people know who he is. And I think that part of him really was instilled in me. I think my confidence started, I think my confidence began to grow to what it is today when I started my class, because I had to be that symbol for everybody. I had to be that inspiration for everybody. Like, who wants to learn from somebody who, you know, is just not there? Like, you gotta take, not take one for the team, but you got to be strong. You got to be strong for people who choose you. You have to be strong for people who invest their money into you when they can invest their money elsewhere, when they have so many choices. They decided to choose you, though. They decided to learn your choreography, and they take my words to heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I have to be the example, because not a lot of people, like even the people with so much money who may look like they have it all, really are not, well, they don't have the confidence. They don't have the security that they need, you know, to love themselves and to continue and all of that. So, what Queens and Lettos gave me that platform to really work on myself and to really be like, well, what makes you so special? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why should they choose you? And you know, I had that instilled in my head, and to find the reasonings. And those reasons are because I am confident in myself and I do love myself, but I do make mistakes and I don't know it all.
Yeah.
However, I am still making light of the situation to find what I need to find in that particular moment or a class or all of that. So Queens and Lettos did it for me, which was
Yeah.
2017.
2017 when this first started.
Yep.
And you brought up something that was very interesting, is that people choose you to come to your class, right?
Yep.
But there was something else that when I was like just watching some of your interviews, that you mentioned was when you're coming up in your career, there's your idols that you look up to, right? And even Drake talks about how there's a point when your idols become your rivals. So there's people that look up to you, and then it gets to the point. I'm seeing the eyes. Yes, there gets to a point when sometimes people they want to hold you at a minimum, right? They're like, okay, so now Aliya's becoming really good. She better launch this Queens and Lettos, and she better be the stuff, right? How did you not let your idols, people that you may have encountered, stunt your success?
Wow, that's so funny that you touch on that, because I can think of a handful of people that have turned into my quote unquote rivals, maybe even secret rivals that I probably still don't know. But hey, you got to keep the eyes on the prize, and people need to realize that along with success and along with so many followers and people who love you are going to, natural born, not haters, but natural born people that don't like what you're doing, or, quote unquote rivals. They're going to come up and they're always going to be there. You kind of have to think of it as people who are, maybe intimidated or maybe even scared to do what you're doing. Maybe maybe they haven't built up the courage to, they haven't built up the courage to build something, similar to what you've built. So to deal with it, I mean, you just got to deal with it. You just got to know that not everybody is going to be your friend. Not everybody's going to love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? To be an artist and to be a creator means that you accept that everything is subjective. Everybody's going to have their own opinions. Not everybody needs to love what you're doing, but what's most important is that you love what you're doing. And that's the only thing that matters, quite frankly, is that you love what you're doing and that you're staying true to who you are and what you want to offer to the world. You don't want to offer anything that's not true to you. So as long as it sits well with you, that's the only thing that matters. And hey, I want you to show me your cars. I want you to show me that you don't support and that you don't like what I'm doing. So that way I know not to even waste my time with you and not to invest into you and to not, you know what I mean? So show me all of it. Show me all those cars. That's kind of how I dealt with it. And at that same time, like I said, with haters comes followers and people who love you. So pour your attention to them. Don't worry about the people who don't like you or who don't support, because that's not going to feed you. Only invest your time and put your focus on people who will feed you and will continue to inspire you. So that's how I dealt with it.
Woo, child, that tunnel vision, like
exactly.
Speak of like somebody that's been in the industry for like ever. I mean, technically you have, but you turned 26 on October.
I turned 26. Yeah.
Like you're literally. I mean, we're still kind of babies.
Yep.
But you speak with, it's just so true, and it's something that is so important to know early on, like that tunnel vision. So I'm excited for people to be able to kind of listen and to be able to hear about that tunnel vision that you have, because when you are young and you're making the noise that you're making in this industry, like you're doing all these amazing things at 25 years old. You were doing that before 25, right?
Right.
And if you continue to have that tunnel vision, there's no one that's going to stop you.
Right.
But I'm so happy that you can speak on that, because it's so, so important. Because that's something that we find, like, when you find success a little bit, earlier, somebody was telling me, I had somebody on my live, Ryan Jamal Swain from Pose, and 26. And he said that oftentimes Black people are not taught how to deal with success. We're taught how to deal with rejection, but never success. And so hearing you, but it's the tunnel vision that you must have, right? Because there's going to be people that are going to look at you and they're going to be like, why is she doing all this? How is she choreographing for this person? How is she already on Ellen? How's she doing all that? So I think it's so important for you to speak to that, and for you to continue to inspire people. So I'm so happy that you could be able to talk about that.
Always. I always want to let people know it's always about being a representation for the people, and really like stressing that if someone like me, who wasn't born with all of this money and wasn't born into a family that already had attention and, X, Y, and Z, someone who literally started from the ground up, had a cute little dream, you know what I'm saying, just wanted to dance, but then turned into like something bigger than her mind of what she thought that she was going to be. If I can do it, you can do it. And for me, I think the reason how I became successful with my mental and what I think about and what I watch, what I listen to, who I surround myself with, who my fiance is, who I decided to like give my hand to, you know, my friends, and letting go of people that don't need to be in my life. And it's all of that, and that all plays into your mental.
Yeah.
And yeah, and really practicing something that you believe in, which
Yeah.
for me is the law of attraction and the universe. Like, I believe in my universe, or God, whatever higher force you want to call it. I believe in that. And I really think that that's what made me successful too. That really played a big part in my mentality.
Do you have any mantras or quotes that that you live by?
You know what? I used to say, and I didn't, when I used to say this, I really didn't even, I only said it because it sounded good, but now it's like, damn, that's so true. Is whatever is meant for you, it will be. And whatever is not meant for you, it will go that way. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly the quote, but that's kind of the idea. Whatever is meant for you, it's going to find its way to you. Maybe not the way that you would like, maybe not your idea. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the ideal path, but whatever's meant to you is going to find its way, and it's going to happen. So it's like, why try to put so much emphasis on this plan that you have? You know what I mean? And I feel like when people rely so much on the plan that they have in their head, it's so disappointing when it doesn't happen. It's so disappointing. You then maybe give up. You maybe take 10 steps backwards. You do things that aren't, you know, according to plan, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get bummed out. But when you kind of just give it to the universe, or give it to your God, let it, you know, take the wheels, and kind of just let go and have fun and do what you need to do, and just kind of just wait. Like, it just feels so much better to just know that it will come. If you love it so much, if you're passionate about it, if you believe in it, it will come. So why should it matter when it happens? Like, what schedule are we on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what do we have to beat? What race?
Yeah.
What race are we in? You know what I'm saying? Who am I racing? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just surrendering. It's surrendering.
Yeah. If there's
So
one,
yeah.
we realize that life is not going according to plan. All right. 2020 has definitely taught us that anything could happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah, that's true.
But it's also so interesting because I think something else that you talked about when it comes to the plan is that oftentimes our plans are so small and compared to what is already destined for our lives. And I think it's great because when you think about what you did with Queens and Lettos, you never probably would have imagined. Like, again, you were a dancer. That's what you were passionate about. And now Queens and Lettos itself is its own brand. And then there's Aliya Janell, and it's like, who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? So it's opening yourself up to possibilities, and really turning issues and problems, or anything that you see as negative, or anything that you're just like, ugh, so disappointed about. Like, it's about turning that into opportunities, and kind of just letting it flow, letting life flow. Life is like literally just you in a big ocean of possibilities. Like, we really don't know where the ocean goes. We really don't know that. We don't know where it starts. We don't know where it ends. And it kind of just like, and that's kind of cool. Just flow. Just flow. And wherever you end up is where you're meant to be.
I love that. That's so dope. I didn't even think that's so dope. We're just a part of the ocean. Let's just go.
Okay, we're just a fish in a big ocean. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about within this ocean there is Queens and Lettos, right? That's somewhere in the ocean. If we can still use that analogy.
I know.
Let's talk about how, like, with 2020, you know, you've gone on tour with Queens and Lettos, but now things had to shift and it became online. And now you're partnering with Full Out TV. How has that shift been for you, moving your classes to online?
Oh my God, it has been great. It has been amazing. It literally goes along with adapting and taking life and taking a situation for what it is. So I was like, wow, for a little bit, for maybe a second, I was like, whoa, I can't do what I do. I can't teach anymore. I can't see my students. So it's like, what can we do though? Use the internet, use what everybody is on today and take advantage of that, and, create this platform to where you can have your classes online. And if you think about it, I have connected with so many more people than I ever had in real life and in person. You know what I'm saying? So that was the shift, has been a great learning experience, and it's made me look at 2020 as a big blessing, even though it's been very unfortunate with all of the things that are happening around us. I feel like with that, there's also positive things, and I've been focusing on that lately. And I'm very grateful for Full Out TV for giving me the opportunity to put my tutorials out there. People have been dying for tutorials. People have been dying to take my class, and now they're able to do it whenever they want, wherever they want, for a lower cost. You know what I'm saying? And it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah. I saw somebody in the comments saying they're from New Zealand. I'm like, wow, that reach was crazy.
Girl, from everywhere. Jeez. People, my followers are from everywhere. And I'm just like, how?
Me.
Yeah.
But let's also just talk about the name Queens and Lettos, because it wasn't something that originally, like, did you say you didn't love it at first, or Queens and Lettos, like, and now it's a name of its own?
Now I love it. I wanted my students to feel like royalty. I wanted them to feel like they mattered. I wanted them to feel of importance. So that's when I was like, okay, Queens, because at this time it was primarily female. And then I was like, I don't want to be no basic, just Aliya's heels class. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big fan of slang words, and I'm a big fan of like making up my own words. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but in this case, I think it makes sense. I like the word stiletto instead of heels.
Yes.
And I was like, break that shit down. Just call it Lettos, Queens in Lettos. And it could be Queens and Lettos, or it could be Queens in Lettos. So I was like, okay, that kind of matches or whatever. I really wanted to think of a name that was loose in that way. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you kind of question what it really is. So at first, like my fiance, he didn't really like it, but Libras, when we have our mindset on something and when we love something, nothing can steer us away. So ever since I thought of that and literally nothing else came to me, I was like, that's just what it is. That's what it's going to be. And it just went.
So funny. My last 2 episodes have been Libras, and she literally said the same exact thing. She was like, once I have my mind set on something, there's no one that's going to stop me. Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. I was literally just telling my friend too, and this is a big one. I was just telling my friend, wouldn't it be such a shame for something not to work out, for an idea not to work out, just off of the fact that you just didn't start and that you didn't try? Oh God, that would just eat me up. Like, not because I wasn't good at it, not because of somebody else, or not because of Mother Nature, or not because of anything, but you just didn't start, and now it's too late, or now like you can't, like you physically can't, or now I don't have time, like whatever the situation is. Off of the fact that you just didn't start, you just gotta go, and you can just change it. So I was like, let's name it Queens and Lettos for right now. If not, we'll change it to something else. It's not the end of the world, you know what I'm saying? But just start, give it something, identify it. So yeah, when we have our mindset, and that's what I love. But indecisiveness for Libras, I can't make my own decisions. That's why I have a fiance, and that's exactly why I'm marrying him, because he's like clear. God. Yeah.
You gotta have one person that's direct when it comes to Libras. Like,
it's the balance. Yeah, exactly. It's the balance. Yeah. Find that balance for yourself.
Truly indecisive. I mean, but I'll give it to y'all. When y'all make a decision, it comes true. I'm looking at the stilettos in the back. Are these and on your shelves in the back? Yes,
Yep.
I love the setup. This is so great.
Thanks. I'm still working on it. So I still got to put some like decor up there because it's really bare.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I have, like my own cute little shoe store up in here. So yeah, it's nice.
When it comes to dancing, so do you have like stilettos that you only wear for your routines, or do you have stilettos that you'll like wear for routines and go out in? Like, how does that work for you now?
No, totally separate.
Yep.
Totally separate. I mean, that's for me. Some people are able to wear the same heels that they also go out in. But no, I have a specific heel that probably a lot of people are familiar with because I wear it every single time. It's more of like a chunkier heel with a platform. For people who are just now starting off, I don't recommend platforms because you really want to be as grounded as possible. But for me, I've been in it so long and my foot has gotten used to it so that, I'm able to do anything that I want. Clearly, I'm able to do flips, I'm able to do windmills, and I'm able to go down and up and jump and split and all that. So it's really about finding the heel that works for you, finding a heel that you feel, unlimited in. Finding a heel that's comfortable too, because sometimes a class can last up to like 2 hours. And, if you're a woman with any kind of relationship with a heel, you know that it doesn't last for a long time. So it's about finding that comfortable one. I think I kind of want to like open myself to newer heels and to like other things, other styles, but I don't know, I'm really attached to the heel that I wear. But no, and it would be a crime for me to wear my heels out because they stink. That's number one. Number two, they ripping. They janky. They only belong on the dance floor. So no, I am not going out in the heels that I dance in. They stink, girl. I be doing some hard work in it.
Okay, I feel it. All right, I believe you. No, but you can't tell them. I'm like, well, maybe she finishes the class and then she goes out to. I mean, those shoes are lucky. I mean, that you already broke them in. Like,
give me some slides. Give me some slides. Give me some slippers. Give me anything. Get these heels away from me. They stink. Okay, they're sweaty. They're sweaty.
That's good to know. So
yeah.
I'm really just thinking about. You said no. It's not even the fact that you wore them in class. It's not even the fact that I don't want to mess the shoes up. It's they stink. I don't want to bring them out.
I would rather be barefoot. Let's put it that way. I would rather be barefoot. All right.
That's right. All right. So y'all heard it here. So she's not gonna wear the shoes.
Nope, you are not gonna catch me. You are not gonna catch me with these heels on if I'm not dancing. If I'm not in the dance studio, you're not gonna catch me with these heels on. No.
You have to like break in your shoes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, break them in. It's almost better when they're like all janky and raggedy because they've been used up. Sometimes when you get new shoes, they're so stiff, they don't bend, they don't stretch the way that you want. So you definitely have to wear those heels. For any beginners, I would recommend you getting a pair of heels and wearing it around your house. Just wear it while you're doing the dishes, wear it while you're cleaning. Like, yeah, like you said, break them in.
I haven't worn heels this entire quarantine, so now I have to go back to learning how to walk in heels again because now I'm questioning if I can even walk in them anymore because I'm like, it's been 7 months since I've worn some heels. My knees are about to be buckling. That's about to be the way. I'm like, okay, I put on a pair of wedges.
Start with the smaller heel.
Yeah, so I might need to start doing my dishes with some heels on. So I'm
yeah, totally recommend it. Go throw out the trash or something with your heels on.
People gonna be like, "Where's she going?" I'm just throwing out the
trash. I'll be right back.
Just trying to make sure my knees don't buckle. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Don't twist that ankle now.
Okay, that's for sure. All right, so there are some questions in here, but before we tap into some of the questions, I see some people are like, "Come on, please answer." I'm gonna get into those.
Okay.
About this podcast, Afterclass. If you guys haven't tuned in to Afterclass, absolutely hilarious. I think it shows a completely different side to who you are, just you and your friends. How did this podcast come about?
Okay, well, people who have been to my class know that every single time we end class, after class, that's our moment to kind of just release and to talk about what just happened because we were all so like laser focus, and we're all just kind of in our zone in class because, you know, it's a place for our training. You know what I mean? We take that seriously. And for me and my fellow queens, it's important for you to like be on your A game because everybody's watching you, especially now. You know what I'm saying? So after class is when we can finally just be free and we can finally just talk shit. We can talk about, you know, whatever we felt. So I've always wanted to start a podcast because I love interviews. I love talking. I love talking about my story. I liked touching on certain subjects. I love sharing opinions. And it's something that I've always wanted to start. And I think quarantine, COVID, like really gave me that opportunity and really showed itself. Because it's like, again, wouldn't it be a shame for us to get back to normal life and for me to be traveling all over the place, having had the opportunity to start something that I've wanted to start while, you know, and it's not going on. So I really wanted to take a point and start it. Right now it's kind of janky. Like we in the dance studio, the sound is like so echoey. We use them like little cute mics. Sometimes it goes on and off, and sometimes you can't hear us. So we definitely in the beginning stages. So just be mindful of that. But I love it. It's a place where me, Ariane, and Jasmine, those are my two queens that have been with me for forever. We just talk about anything and everything.
From your weave to dominance in the bedroom, like everything's talked about in that podcast.
Yeah.
They're just like hanging out with my girlfriends. But there was one that I was listening to when I was listening to the podcast, you openly talked about choosing to not create a dance to WAP. And I know everyone's like, Aliya, that's what we want. Like, we want you to do it. But one thing that you brought up that I thought was so important was that was that you said that you have to be inspired. And I think oftentimes when somebody has like a social media following like you, they can just assume like, oh, she's just gonna do a dance to whatever hit song is trending. But you're like, no, I have to be inspired by the song. How do you get inspired with the song?
There's a couple different ways a song can inspire me. I really respond to the music itself and the beat and the 808 and just like the little the ear candy. We call it ear candy, where you can take out the lyrics and the music itself can kind of just speak to you. You know what I mean? So I really pay attention to the music, what that's doing, the pace. Is it something slow? If it's slow, then it really needs to be slow so I can feel nice and sensual to it. That'll be more of a slow and sexy routine. If the pace is fast and I can really like get into it, you know, but there's some kind of like a repeating beat or whatever you want to call it, I look into that. And then lastly, I'll look into who it is and what they're talking about and the lyrics. And like I said, WAP is, I didn't choreograph to WAP because, you know, of how dirty it is, because I choreograph to dirty music. And I know how to filter those things out. Like I may not be that myself where I'm just like showing myself and, you know, opening my leg, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, just too... like nothing was happening. Nothing was happening with the music. I think nothing happens with that music. That's and you know, I'm not like discrediting music where it's kind of just is what it is, but it's more of a chill song. It's a song that I would like to listen to, like maybe in the club, maybe sip a little wine, whatever the situation is, vibe to it. I don't think it's something that I would want to like get down to. And I think I just had expectations. I thought it was about to be like wop, 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 wop. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be more of a fast-paced song where I could like really get into it. But once when it was slower than I had imagined, I was like,
But I think that's so cool that you spoke on inspiration. Because people are just like, oh, she's a dancer, so she can do whatever. Now you were like, if I get paid for it, I'm gonna do it.
Right. If there's some kind of purpose, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm choosing, like, I just think, yeah, I don't know. It's like if I'm not inspired by it, then there needs to be some kind of purpose. Like I'm either getting paid or you know, one of the artists asked to collaborate, or it's because I'm rehearsing for something, or you know what I'm saying? But if I'm not, because it's not my best work. If I'm forcing something, if I'm forcing a song to work, I don't think my best self will come out. So it's like, why even do it in the first place? If I'm not having fun with it, if I wasn't starting to choreograph in my head already from the moment I heard it, then what's the point? You know what I'm
Got
saying?
it. Hold on real quick. He's saying volume. Your hand might be on the speaker.
Oh, how about now? Sorry.
I think you should be good because I can hear you better. But I do know that it probably was like a hand on the speaker situation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying if I wasn't, I forgot what I was saying.
If you were, or if there's no purpose behind it, then you're not gonna do
Exactly. I mean, I probably could have made it work. I'm definitely, and that's what my fiance and I were talking about, where it's like, I think to be a well-rounded dancer, to be a well-rounded choreographer, you can make anything work. You can make anything work and turn it into magic. I think I would like to be categorized, in that realm.
it.
However, for my mental and for my feeling and for the dance gods that's within me, the way that I work and the way that my best work comes out is when I'm inspired. So hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can make that work sometime. Maybe I'll drop something special for them one day and I'll just be like, let me just choreograph to WAP real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for
But there's
now, go
no.
ahead.
Oh yeah. But I think one thing somebody said in the comment, it was like if you're not choreographing from the beginning. So if it's not in your head, you're like, oh, I could do this. Oh, I see myself on the. Is that how you are? Like when it comes, you're like, hold up, wait. Oh yeah, I could do this here. You see that? Yeah. So
Every time I listen to music, I'm always imagining myself dancing to it. And that's what makes me love a song, to when I can move to it. So yeah, I'm always listening for what the next combo is going to be too.
definitely. Okay, so let me get to these questions real quick. Somebody asked, do you have a favorite Janet Jackson music video?
Oh my girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing like you know it. See, got a nice package, alright. Guess I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. Hey, oh my girls at the party. Yeah, I like that song. I don't remember the music video. I think she was in white with some jeans or something like that. I haven't watched it in a while, but music videos are kind of tricky. Rhythm Nation is always a crazy one to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those two.
That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody said, can we have your workout routine? What is something that you have to do to work out? Because I saw you were working out with your dad recently, actually.
That's so funny. Yes, I was working out with my dad. We're gonna have to change our routine because he was kind of giving me some easy moves. Because he's a little older. He's up there, so he was like, I don't know. I just don't. I was like, Dad, you need to cut
Yeah.
it out with these 50-year-old man workouts. But my routines will consist of like a yoga, hiking right now are like my two go-tos because I haven't been inspired to do the gym thing, and they're not open anyway. So yeah, yoga and hiking, low intensity workouts.
I was gonna say you don't have to filter yourself when it comes to cursing. It's okay.
Okay.
Because I saw the inner bleep come out.
Yeah. People be coming for me with my bitches.
No, it's okay. It's totally fine. Okay, this is cute because I actually wasn't asked about this. Goals, couple. Do you and Tally have a song, like a song that will be played at your wedding? And someone also asked for a wedding invite. There won't be any of that, guys. COVID. Hello.
We do have a song. Our song, I think the song that's gonna be our first dance song is "If This World Were Mine" by Luther Vandross.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotta take a sip of wine. That one there.
Yeah. Take a sip of wine. I wish I had mine, but his favorite movie is The Wood. I don't know if people know that movie.
Yeah. Omar Epps.
Yep.
Who else is in it? Omar Epps. Why am I blanking on the name?
Tay Diggs.
Thank you.
Yeah, and some other talented people, but "If This World Were Mine" is what the main character danced to with his crush or whatever, and it's always just been like this thing for him where it's like when he was a little boy he would fantasize about who his one is gonna be, and then ever since I saw that movie I loved it. So yeah, that's our song for our wedding. And I don't know about the invite.
Okay. Is there still, I know originally you were planning for the 5th. Are you still planning for that, or has COVID kind of like changed in terms of like the dates and all of
No,
that?
COVID has changed. I
Yeah.
changed locations because and I'm actually happy that COVID made us, change, because I probably would have been in debt right now with the place that we was looking at. So I'm happy that we're looking at other options that are cheaper and more affordable. So probably next year sometime for our wedding. I'll keep
Yeah.
you guys posted.
Yeah, we're excited for that. I know people are excited for that. Okay, let's see. Someone said, oh no, I don't like that one. That was rude. Okay, let's see. Which one? I'm trying to get a good question in here.
Okay.
Okay. What was your best class? Do you have one that comes to mind? Like maybe tour wise, was there a certain city on the tour that you really enjoyed?
Houston.
Okay.
Houston, because of the energy that I had that came. Oh my God. It was such a great show. It was such great energy. And then obviously Chicago, because that's where Italy had proposed to me.
Of course. Of
Yep.
course. All right. I love this question. How long does it usually take you to choreograph a whole song?
Okay, so it depends. See, if it was something that I really didn't want to choreograph to, it would probably take a little longer, probably like a 2 hour situation. I can choreograph to something as fast as like 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It kind of depends on what it's for. Like if it's for a class, I always want to challenge myself. I always want to, think of things that are different. So about an hour. An hour is kind of like the soft spot, kind of like the pocket of how long it takes to choreograph something. And it depends on how long you want it to be. All of that kind of comes into play.
Awesome. All right. This last one, I see this in the comments. What's your favorite choreography that you've done? I know that's like picking a favorite child, but
I know.
let's do top three. Or is that harder? Maybe do top one. Let's just do one. The first one that comes to mind.
So no, I could do a top three.
Okay.
So I like obviously Booty Remix because that one just felt so good. That had so many power moves. I like All About Me by Maya. I love that, was just like so simple and sensual, sexy, and all of that. And it was to a throwback. I love my throwbacks. And then more currently, I like my Lose Control choreography to Missy Elliott because that just really tapped into my hip hop background and like, that You Got Served, Stomp the Yard, Honey, back in the day movie energy. So yeah, those three, but that's hard. There's so many others.
I was trying to pull out. I was gonna do lose control for the song, but it was so hard. It was like cute face, chubby waist. I'm like, she's gonna get it like right when I say lose.
Right. Oh yeah, no, I would have got that. I would have got that real fast.
So I was like, I'm gonna just do goodies instead. That's a little harder. Uh,
Yeah.
But I just want to thank you so much. I mean, I know there's a whole bunch of other questions here, but I don't want to keep you forever. But I do want to thank you so much for just coming on here and just all that you're doing when it comes to your career, when it comes to the conversations that you're having with women and everything that you embody. It's a great to be able to watch your videos and I think you're doing an absolutely amazing job with all that you're doing. And
Yeah.
everyone can go. When will the site be up? That's the real question. I know everyone's like.
I know. Okay, so to answer everybody's question, I paused the Queens and Lettos site because I'm working on a new brand right now that I want people to kind of watch out for. And I'm revamping Queens and Lettos right now because I really want to know what my next calling is because I know things are not going to go back to normal as far as classes and all of that. So I'm revamping it. That's why the site is closed and you can't find anything. I'm sorry. But to stay close to my YouTube because that's where I'm always, trying to release new videos and new content. Yeah, I just want people to watch for this new brand because I think they're gonna love it.
All right, so new brand launching soon. You guys can still go on Full Out TV to go check out some of her tutorials. And again, Aliya,
that's where all of my stuff is.
Everything, y'all can do it. And I know there's a code. If y'all go listen to the podcast, y'all can get the code for.
Yep, Afterclass. Type in Afterclass. Let us know that you're listening.
Okay, so y'all go ahead and do that and support there. But Aliya, again, thank you so much for coming on and taking time.
Thank you so much for having me. I want to turn all of the praise over to you. Everybody has been saying hello to you like throughout this whole live, and I'm like, dang, She has some ride or dies up in here, and I want to congratulate you for everybody that you've talked to and starting up the conversation and being another Black queen that's doing it for herself and creating her own lane and doing what she loves to do. I love this. So thank you for choosing me, and thank you for having me.
Of course, girl, you were on the list. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, and y'all go and sign up for Queens and Lettos, Full Out TV, Afterclass, go and support. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Girl. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
All right, you guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. That was an exclusive interview with the one and only Aliya Janell. The full interview will be posted to IGTV, so y'all can go and check it out. I will see you guys back here sometime soon. This has been Meet the People Live. I'm your host, Aliya Campbell. Bye.